How's everybody doing today? Welcome back to the Gridiron podcast. We miss you guys. You miss us. We miss you. Same difference. Today we're going to talk about something very important. But first, my co-host.
That's me, Mr. Grimace. What up, everybody? Hope you're doing well and enjoying yourself.
Well, we're well into fall already. I mean, the summer's really gone already. And thank goodness, because here in SoCal, it's really hot. Technically, yes or no. But now we're feeling the coolness. We hope everybody's cool right now, wherever you may be in the entire U.S. Or entire world. En el mundo que estén, aquí estamos aquí para servirles. Anyways, we're talking about today, parents just don't understand about how my dad is busting my chops. That he wants me to fix my car, and it's been sitting in the driveway for the last 2 months. But not to sound like I guess trite, but my dad, that's the word of the day, by the way, trite.
Trite.
T-R-I-G-H-T, trite. Meaning that he wants to basically bust my chops about me having my car just sitting there for the last 2 months. But he's had this 1962 Chevy Bel Air for the last 30 years sitting in the driveway collecting dust and collecting rust. It's a rust bucket, basically. But now he's giving me crap about me not fixing my car, this, that, and the other. I'm like, whatever. I'm sort of like over it already. But that's just, what can I say? My dad's old school. I guess it's a little bit machismo because my dad was born and he is Mexican through and through. But,
Well, you know what? You misspelled trite because T-R-I-G-H-T is not a word.
You're right. I did misspell it. I've been misspelling a lot of words lately.
T-R-I-T-E.
Yeah.
Trite. Is lacking originality or freshness, dull on account of overuse. So in other words, the songs they play on the radio be so trite, so dull, lacking originality. Because I'm pretty sure they play the same melodies as every other song.
But that's what I'm trying to say. That my dad sort of sounds like that because of
he's so trite. Oh, because like a record from the radio, ongoing.
I'm sort of way over it. I'm already gonna be 50.
Okay,
so still trying to manage my life, the way I run it.
Okay, but you were telling me how it was going down. You're saying you said he has his 62 Bel Air. To me, it sounds like a classic car project that he's had on the driveway for 30 plus years. And I remember he had it on the driveway back when you were at those Sanana parties and we had poker games. It was at the driveway over there.
Like I said, he's had it since like 1993-ish. So we're basically well into, a quarter of the century of the new millennium, 2020s and up. And it's like he's already basically just giving me hell. He's had that car, he's not going to do anything to that car. He technically put a little bit of money into it, like, I don't know, in the mid 2000s, between 2005 and 2010.
Okay.
And it sort of ran for like 1 or 2, 3 test runs.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah, but it's still a rust bucket because it's just sitting and rotting in the driveway. So it's like I've only had my car 2 months at the very most.
Inoperable. 2 months inoperable.
Inoperable, yeah, because it might be an engine issue, according to my co-host over here, because he's the one that is a mechanic. He's my mechanic, actually. I don't have a mechanic anymore. He's my mechanic.
Yeah, so, basically it does seem like it's the engine, so might have to put a new engine or used engine or rebuild that same engine. But that is kind of, it is different, though, okay, because that's his classic car project. Because I have a classic car also project, my 1988 Toyota Supra, and it did take me a bunch of years to get it where I wanted it to be, which 2 years ago, it was at prime, finally, after like 13 years. I believe it was after 13 years, I finally got it how I wanted it. It was so glorious 2 years ago. But then during Christmas season 2 years ago, someone T-boned me. Boom, hit me right on the driver's side door. Luckily, the suspension, I have race car suspension on it. It was so tight. Instead of the doors caving in on me and, the car injuring me, it pushed the car and it made it slide and hit the banqueta, the side curb, and messed up the wheel. But long story short, the whole reason why I'm saying that is, okay, so now that car, it's not inoperable. I could just probably put some new wheels on it. I had some nice 20-inch staggered rims. They were like so expensive and they're so custom. But, to me, okay, here's the whole point. It's a classic car project. So right now it's sitting in the backyard. I have it covered up. And yes, I'd love to have it on the streets, but it's not my daily driver. I don't drive it every day. I don't really need it. I mean, I'd love to have it, but with the time constraints of, everything going on and being so busy, I don't work on it. So is that a fair comparison? How you're saying parents just don't understand that?
It's not a fair comparison because my dad knows full well that right now I don't have the money, the resources, or any type of financial stability in terms of me getting that car up to 100%. And I don't know if I sort of misunderstood what you meant, but in terms of the fact that you had it up and going, that means one thing, yes, but you have it in mint condition, meaning that I'm never gonna have the car in mint condition again. His car can be in mint condition, but it's gonna take about like 60 grand. But the point is that he's already held on to that vehicle for at least 30 plus years, which is 3 decades. It's like basically a 3/4 of my life already, because I'm gonna be 48 in this year. But it's like I just simply don't have the resources to get my car up and going. Even though I got lucky, I really got lucky because of the fact that my brother loaned me a car that I've been using daily. But it's just I got lucky. I mean, I'm really lucky, in a lot of ways. But I don't have the resources right now to fix my car, my own car.
Well, I mean, I guess you could say he just doesn't understand, like the Will Smith song. Shout out Will Smith. He doesn't understand that, like the things you're saying, like, hey, you just bought a vehicle. Does your brother also, the one who sold you the vehicle that you're driving in is pretty cool Honda. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I sent it out to some of my other mechanic buddies, homies, and they're like, oh, it's automatic though, because they're enthusiasts of those vehicles, the CRX. But he's like, automatic with a question mark.
It's actually a 1991 Honda Civic hatchback.
Yeah.
It's not a CRX. I think the CRX came into play later on in the 90s. Not yet. Point being is that people have offered to buy my car.
I wanted to purchase the vehicle.
Which is not my car whatsoever. It's my brother's car.
The interior is pretty well kept. Enrique, good job on keeping the interior good on that.
Yeah, and it's like, well, I mean, okay, well, one time, the last time I got an offer to get that car bought off of me, and I told him, I'm sorry, it's not my car. I possibly would. They're like, oh, it's because I fix cars and I sell cars. I'm like, okay, so you don't even want the car. You want it to as a project so you can make money off of it. Because I'm sure they'll probably offer me like $2,500 or $3,000 at the very most. And they're probably going to turn around and sell it for like 6 G's or something after they make minor tweaks to it, and I'm like, I ain't going to do that. But that's my only mode of transportation right now. Point being is that my dad right now is just giving me a lot of hell because I have my 2014 Toyota Corolla, possibly an engine issue, sitting in the driveway. And he has his old 1962 beater that doesn't even run, possibly because the cobwebs are so damn deep. Speaking of Halloween that's coming up, it's like, okay, well, whatever, it's not, I guess I wouldn't want to classify it as hypocrisy, but I want to say that it's just very unfair that he's going to try to push me to get my car to get out of the driveway when his car's been in the driveway ever since we moved into that place 20 years ago.
I don't think you claim hypocrisy for that same reason I was saying. That's a classic car project versus yours is a daily driver. So your daily driver has now been inoperable for 2 months. I mean, I don't want to burst your bubble, but I don't think that Toyota Corolla is going to become a classic.
Oranges, right?
Yes.
But because, okay, fine, I get it.
So it's like sell it or fix it. What are you going to do? Or start saving for a new engine?
It's a conundrum right now. And it's like I said, my father's being trite. Trite. The word of the day right there, trite.
You know what? You should. The Corolla's pretty cool. It's a nice car too. Like, it's a pretty nice car. I think you should fix it. I mean, bite the bullet, finance it, or figure out a way to just get a new engine or used engine, because it's a pretty cool car. It's still relevant.
It's not because I don't want to fix it. It's something that you and my pops are not understanding. I don't have the freaking financial means. I don't have the money. I don't have any money saved up right now. I have like, I don't know, $200 in my bank account right now. Maybe a little bit more, but that money is going to disappear by tomorrow because I'm just going to... It's hard to say because... I went through a lot of stuff recently where it's like, you know, I'm a typical human being where I can't do certain things because I'm sort of constrained by the things that I'm limited to. And that's just the way I'm telling everybody. I've said it in different episodes before where I've said that I've been broke all my life. I'm probably going to be broke for the rest of my life. But, I mean, what can I say? You know, I don't want to cut it on lucky. Call it. I just want to say that right now I don't have the means to fix that vehicle.
I think that's a financial construct or mindstruck thing. Because, I mean, you could be broke financially, I guess, but you're not broke totality. Like, I heard there's one saying that says, this guy is so, what is he? He's so poor, all he has is money. Like, you got to be rich. Rich doesn't just mean financially. Rich has to be mean spiritually,
Okay.
you know, relationshiply, with family,
Let me give
and, you know, different things.
example. Let me give
But
a
yes,
great
financially,
example.
maybe you're just having
There
a
was
low
this
time right now.
guy
You just got to word it better.
in Iran, I think, or I don't know what country, whatever. The point is that he lived in the middle of nowhere. That he hadn't showered. I mean, not because it has nothing to do with his whatever his cleansing thing or whatever. What is it called? Well, anyways,
Ramadan?
the point is no. Well, the point is that he was for 60 years he hadn't showered. The uncleansiest
Wow.
person in the world, and what he tried to get high on.
Don't die. Don't die.
Was any type of feces that he found. And
Ugh.
he tried to smoke that. Not only did he not shower for the 60 plus years, I think it was Indian, somewhere in India or somewhere close to the Himalayas. Point being is that how did that person survive up to like 70 plus years old? I think he just recently passed away without showering for the last 60 plus years or something. And then when he showered, he got sick or something and he passed away within a few months after that. Point being is that he never had any money, but he still survived. And it's like, I never have any money and I barely survive. Point being is that I'm not cursing my bad fortune or anything. I think we are meant to suffer what we have to suffer. And it's like, there's nothing we can do about it. You know, that's just my reality right there. It's my reality. I can't do anything about the fact that I can't fix my damn car because I just simply don't have the funds and the means to get it done. Period. And I'm not cursing anybody or anything for it. It's just that's just the way it is. And I'm not saying it's bad luck. I'm just saying that that's just my fortune.
You know
I'm not
what?
saying bad fortune, good fortune. It's just my fortune. Period.
I don't think it's just your fortune. I think everything is constructed from the mind, so it'll get done. You just gotta figure it out. You know, put your mind to it. Anything is possible. There's no obstacle in front of us that we can't overcome. You just figure it out a way. You just figure in your mind it'll get done, and it'll be.
Okay, so right now I want to say that I have less stress worrying about this situation with my vehicle
Excellent.
because of the fact that I had to stop doing certain things to get to this point. And I'm not proud of it because I'm a very prideful person. And I possibly learned that from my father. The same person that's badgering me to get my freaking car get fixed. But point being is that my father, you know, is old school, like I've already mentioned. He also doesn't like certain pets, or he's never gotten accustomed to pets.
Before
we're gonna go into the next topic after that.
Well, before that topic about the pets. So one thing I noticed of parents, you know, for the older generation is they had a machismo thing. Like one of my uncles, I was just talking to him.
That's what it is. It's pure machismo, by the way, and on his behalf, not my behalf, his behalf.
I think that's what it is.
I'm more liberal. I'm more towards the middle.
Yeah, because so one of my uncles, mind you, he's probably like late 60s. And he was telling me like, yeah, that he was working for his dad. And long story short, he's like, I stopped working for him because he would just make fun of me and talk smack in front of me, in front of his buddies, just to make himself or whatever feel good. And they got over that. And like when he was telling me that, I was like, you know what? That's like a generational machismo thing.
Well, it is a generational thing, and you're right. It is the machismo thing, but it's most than anything, it's a Hispanic thing.
A Hispanic thing,
Yeah.
or Latino thing too, because then
Latino.
I was talking to
Hispanic, Mexican.
one of my compadres who's my age generation too, and he's like, and we were talking, we're like, because he's okay, he has 2 kids and he's the coach of one of his kids. He's a coach of his kids' football teams. So he coaches them, and then he's like, compa, I'm the coach. And I was like, yeah, like, dude, you're the coach. And he's like, and we were discussing, like, for our football games and sporting events, how many times did our parents go to our sporting events, our football games, my wrestling matches? Maybe like 1 game, and him too, like maybe like 2 matches, 2 games. And we didn't get all that support, like, because they had to work. It was a thing, let alone coming from our parents, from their parents, which would be our grandparents. They would even see it as less.
Or not at all whatsoever.
Or not at all.
Yeah.
And then I was telling my mom these things that I was talking about. We're talking about, and like, you know what? Like, generationally, every generation is like kind of providing more love and support to the offspring. And then she was telling me, she's like, oh no, not only that, like your dad's generation, like the parents,
no support whatsoever.
exactly, no. They would seeing the support as like, really? ¿Estás gastando tiempo en eso? Like, you're wasting time going to go see them play at the park?
Yeah, I get
Which
it.
I get it, right? Like, why am I going to go stop making money for the family to go watch mijo go play basketball
and I
at
get
the park?
that because I used to be a coach myself. So I get...
Yeah.
But I also went back to my days when I used to be in cross country and track. My parents, well, mostly my dad actually. He went to see maybe 1 or 2 or 3 at the very most my meets when I used to be a runner or whatever the case was. And I was thinking about that actually not too long
He's a runner.
ago.
He's a track star.
Point being is that, yeah, I mean, the support, I mean, over the years, yeah, it's different, because like I mentioned, my dad doesn't support the fact that my car is just sitting in the driveway right now. It's like, well, what should I expect? Because I don't expect too much from him. I mean, not because I want to be a D about it. Everybody knows the 4-letter word, the D about it, or the see you next Tuesday or whatever the case is, because I'm not a female. But, well, whatever. He did do a few things when I was still an athlete back in high school. But now, I mean, it's like you say, it's a generational thing, because my dad has never liked any type of pets, or he didn't grow up thinking about, I want a dog or I want a cat.
Well, it could be okay, according to ChatGPT, it says generational expectations. Older generations see broken cars as shame or laziness, versus younger generations, we see the complexity such as cost, parts availability, time constraints. So there's a difference. But one good thing about, shout out to all the new age, the new generations, is we're doing a better job, I think, showing and taking into account it's better to be present, spend that extra time. Yeah, you're not going to get so many overtime hours at the job, at the office, but you're going to spend it with your kid, showing them love, showing them support. Because yeah, whenever my parents would go to my wrestling matches or my football games, I would try more, like, hey, they're in the stands, I want, like, and it makes you feel good. So, like, my sister with her kids, my compadre with his kids, they're giving them more time in their curricular activities, versus our generation, we had less.
Okay, that makes sense.
And that's good. And that's a good thing. That means there's more love being shown. But you know what? At the same time, our parents immigrated from a different country, versus the people from the Caucasus Mountains, the Caucasians. They've always been... They've already been knowing in this, and they were already like giving them the attention and the support, and that's why they're able to pursue their dreams and professional sports and such.
And I can vouch for that, because from what I remember, because actually I was thinking about this not too long ago, like a few days ago.
That's a good thing.
When my dad came over to one of my meets when I used to be a cross country athlete back in high school. The first one that I remember that he was at was when we were doing Orange County Finals.
1503.
And that was in 1995-ish. And I was doing okay. I remember running a 5-minute 10-mile. Sorry, let me say it again. 5-minute 10-second mile for the first mile. And then, because in cross country, we used to run 3 miles each competition. And then on the second mile, I don't remember what my time was or my intervals. Yeah, that's what they classified as. But the point being is that I finished third in that meet. It was Orange County Finals, even though he was in varsity, he was junior varsity, even though I was a senior. But then I remember still when we went to Mount Sac, which was just an invitational, I remember running the mile within like 5 minutes, 2 or 3 seconds. Excuse me, and I was number one in the meet for the first mile. And then I wanted to impress my dad so much that's how hard I ran.
That's what I'm saying. Like when the parents are there,
But I ended up in like 30th place or something.
yeah, you give it more of that extra oomph. And that's why I'm like saying like a shout out, to my sister, my compadre, giving that extra trying for the kids. Cause it's worth it. It's deserving. It's not always about money, 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 which I get it, but now it makes sense. Our parents come from immigrants and, grandparents immigrating. So their main thing is like, dude, it's established, sustainability versus once you're already here, you got some generations here in the States, then you could like, keep at it.
Well, like I said, my dad doesn't believe in pets. He never has. I mean, he grew up in Mexico all his life. He basically lived there until he was like 21, 22, whatever. And then he came over here to U.S. And it takes us to this subject where I love pets so much. And I don't know where I possibly grew that affection for pets or for animals or for pets like dogs and cats or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But I love all animals right now. And I never did to a certain point. Maybe my wife got me softened up to the fact that I wanted to have pets. But recently, my mom's dog, her name is Sophia. I'm going to probably put her up right now. And she got attacked by a bigger dog, and I had to take her to the vet. And good thing that I got insurance on her because the vet bill was like $1,700. Point being is that my dad doesn't acknowledge these pets. And
he doesn't acknowledge the pets?
No. He doesn't care for them.
Wow.
If my dad wanted to, he'd probably kick the pets, the dogs.
Yeah, like me growing up, I've always loved pets, animals, mainly dogs. Because cats, I think I've been allergic to them and I don't really like cats, whatever. But yeah, like I've always, as a child or as a kid, I've always wanted to have like an indoor dog. And like not until, I got my own place was I able to have, which once I got my own place, I honestly didn't want dogs. But long story short, the girl I was talking to or dating, whatever, I gave her the dog. And then, she, they couldn't take care of the dog no more. The dog already knew me, so I kept the dog, which is now Oreo. So now parents just don't understand. Like you were saying, like they never let me have indoor dogs. It's the first time I had an indoor dog. I love Oreo, but she was attacked too. So you said Gracie baby or who? Sophia?
No, it was Sophia, my mom's dog, but I see her as my own because I've always taken her to the vet.
But how was she attacked? Like by a big dog? Or?
She was attacked by a big dog because my stupid brother, who's a drunk, I can't say that word. Whatever. Point is that, the point is that he let. After I told him not to bring these dogs home, he still brought these two dogs home.
Or were they like
they
pit
attacked
bulls?
her. I don't know what they were. They were mixed. But the point is, I knew they were killer dogs, and I'm like, whatever. I thought he was gonna just, whatever. I don't know. Point being is that she got attacked, and I had to take her to the vet, and the vet bill was like $1,700.
Was she bleeding?
Yeah. She had
blood?
A gash. She had a 2-inch. Yeah.
Blood was gushing.
Yes. Yeah. She had a 2-inch gash this big. God.
Did she have insurance?
Yeah. I've gotten her insurance since November of last year.
Wait, it wasn't Gracie baby.
It was Sophia, my mom's dog.
And you have insurance on Sophia too?
I had to because
because
I already had a feeling that something was gonna go down with my brother because he's the one that lives with my parents and he's the drunkard of the family. But point being is that I took her to the vet and the vet bill was $1,700.
Oh my god!
They had to give her like 4 or 5 stitches like this big for her gash, and it's a good thing that she didn't die because she could have easily been mauled even harder by the bigger dog that my brother brought home. Point being is that I paid for her vet bills, and even though I had insurance on her, it still cost me $400 out of pocket. And it's like, all this could have been avoided. But point being is that I love pets and dogs and any type of animals so much that my dad doesn't understand that. He never will because he never cared for pets or he never cared for any type of animal because he never grew up like that, and it's a generational thing or whatever the case may be. But I think, my when I met my wife about 13 years ago, it's like she softened me up to the fact. Well, we have our Gracie. My Gracie is only 7 years old. She just turned 7 last August. That recently, and it's like, I don't know what I would do without her because I can have kids. I love kids, but I can't have them. But Gracie is my only baby, and I'm never gonna fur baby at least. But I'm never gonna have any type of kids or whatever. But I treat her as gold, and I treat every animal and every pet as they were family.
Well, that's good that you treat them. I mean, just Oreo's been having some issues, complications. I took her to the vet, and I was putting the symptoms on ChatGPT. Long story short, it seems like the medicine was going to be temporary, not really fix the problem, and sure enough, it was. So now, long story short, I was like, crap, I'm going to have to drop some $600 on her. And I was like, you know what? I didn't really want to do that, but you convinced me to like just drop money on her and fix her, which,
You didn't drop a lot of money. You dropped half a C-note.
Yeah, like $600. Like, oh my gosh.
No, but you got her the
medication.
The medication.
Yeah, like
she needed.
It was like $100. It was like, okay, $100. I don't mind, but $1,000 now. That's okay. That's tough. I mean, you get another dog for $1,000.
Yeah, but she's family though.
But yeah, I'll feel bad afterwards. I mean, I put my first dog, he was a Doberman. I put him down once he was already getting old though. He was already like 13 years old, and I was like, you know what? He had trouble getting up, standing up. So I was like, you know what? That's not the life of a dog. I put him down, which I kind of regret now because he could have still kept living, troubled and with old body parts old body parts. But I decided to put him down. But long story short, I mean, that's the way it goes down sometimes. I mean, so anyways.
Well, Oreo's only 7 years old. She's only half of the Doberman's age. Well, yeah, I mean.
But okay, so Oreo, same thing. She was attacked by dogs. This morning I was walking her. And as it is, like, I saw, like, she had some complications, went to the restroom. I was like, crap. It came back, just like ChatGPT said, FNA. So then we're still walking her, and then, like, always, like, the dogs start barking at these other dogs, these Siberian Huskies. They were barking, and I let my dogs get too close to the chain link fence, and then where there's the opening, where the fence opens like a door, one of the Siberian Huskies latched onto Oreo's neck. I was like, crap. And Oreo was, like, stuck. That dog wasn't letting go. It was like a good 4 seconds, and I was like, crap. I had to worry about Gambus was talking to other dogs too, barking, and then the owner was right there, and like he sees what happened. He grabs his dog, starts pulling the dog away, and it wouldn't let go. So now I'm just like, crap. Now I'm gonna have to react. And I was about to kick the dog in the face, but luckily his dog let go. And I was like, damn. But you know what? There was a good amount of time when I would walk my two dogs, and I know they're like small. They're like weenie dogs. Weenie dog, Chihuahua dog status, like a corgi, small. And when I walk my dogs, Dachshunds. And when I see other dogs, I seen King Corsos being walked in the neighborhood. I'm like, you know what? If the other owners are irresponsible, I'm not going to let their responsibility kill my dogs. So for a good amount of time, I was walking with a switchblade in my hand, just in case if something goes down. If some pit bull wants to lock his jaw on my dog, I'm gonna hit that pit bull in the neck till it lets go, or at the worst,
that
leg
makes
on their hocico.
That makes sense.
Yeah, because at that point, it's gonna be your dog, your responsibility killing my dog, or you know what? I'm gonna take action and negate your irresponsibility, and my dog's gonna live, and your dog will be in question because of your irresponsibility.
Okay, but you have to also mention what somebody recommended to you, because it's like, us Hispanics, we try to make a different solution, whatever the case.
Well, in this situation,
that's the most.
Yeah,
that's the most.
That's in the situation.
Like at the end of the spectrum, where
that's
the most drastic solution.
Yeah, that's in that situation. Okay, in this situation, though, that guy's dogs was on their property. They were within their fenced area. My dog, unfortunately, I allowed it to get close enough to the fence.
You shouldn't have.
Yeah, and his dog bit my dog and had the neck or head clamps for like 4 seconds. Which, you know what? No, all props to, not props, but okay, you know what? No issue. Your dog was defending its property. I understand. I did the mistake of letting my dog get too close, and they were aggressive too, and she got her head stuck. Long story short, I didn't have my switchblade. I was about to kick the other dog in the face, but the other owner pulled his dog back, thank God, and Oreo had no issues, and you know what? It was a learning lesson. But now, basically, I'm going to go back to carrying the switchblade when I walk my dogs for defense. When you walk your dogs, are you prepared for such things? Because you are an owner of a small dog.
Well, they're mediums. Well, they're not. They're small to medium, but they're about like between 15 and 30 pounds. I walk my brother's dog. Her name is sorry, I forgot her name.
Bethel? Bethel's dogs
no. Enrique's dogs.
Oh.
The Roxy, her name is Roxy. She's a black pug.
Roxanne.
She's about 9 or 10 years old already. And I walk my mom's dog too as much as I can. Her name is Sophia. I named her Sophia because my mom didn't know what to name her. But it's technically my mom's dog. So basically I pay the vet bills for her. She's my daughter in a way, but I don't tell that to Gracie. Because my Gracie is my real, baby. And if I tell Sophia that, the point is that I love them all equally. It doesn't matter who they are. It doesn't matter who they belong to. But point is that I take care of them. And when she got bitten by the big dog or whatever the case may be, I wasn't there. And I wish I could have been there to have done whatever I could. I could have just possibly choked the dog to death or something. I don't care if I would have gotten bitten. I would have done everything I could to make sure that Sophie was safe, but I wasn't available to do so. That's why I took her to the vet, and that's why I had insurance on her, because if I didn't have insurance on her, she probably would have, it probably would have cost me all the money that I said, $1,700 vet bill. The good thing I had insurance on her, and it only cost me $400 after it was all said and done.
How much is your monthly payments on the insurance?
Don't forget that I have Gracie on there.
Yeah.
I have Gracie and Sophie. It's about $100 a month now.
$100 a month?
Yeah, because I've used the insurance so much, two or three times for Gracie.
That's $1,200 a year.
It's money well spent because I'd rather have them alive than not.
Well, yeah.
And I love dogs and I love animals. I love all pets. Eventually, I want to have a pet sanctuary one day, and hopefully God, the Almighty, is going to make that happen, or whatever the case may be.
Well, if you're going to want a pet sanctuary, in that case, I might have to study to be a veterinary, and I could be your veterinarian and take care of your dogs and animals.
Well, you're burning my mechanic. But a veterinarian, that's a whole different issue or whatever. Point being is that we love everybody. Thank you very much for being here at the Cali Current Podcast with your host, Ish.
And your boy, Grimace, just letting you know, make sure to lock in. And if you have any questions... we're also going to talk about college football. I like college football. He likes college football.
Yeah, well, my team didn't do well, so it's like I'm upset.
Who's your team? USC or UCLA?
USC Trojans. But this is why I don't follow them as close anymore, because I don't like the coach right now. He's not a non-defensive coach, and they lost because of the fact that they don't have any freaking defense right now.
Pete Carroll?
No, Pete Carroll's with the Raiders right now.
Pete Carroll's the best USC coach,
I forget his name, whatever the hell his name is right now. Point being is, yeah, he was, but the point is that he's not with the team anymore. And it's like, this guy's got to go, dude. He's already had 4 seasons where he's had really bad seasons, and he's lost to really bad teams, and I'm upset. But it's like, I want to, whatever. The point is that I don't get addicted to seasons or teams anymore because it's pointless.
Who is it, Lane Kiffin?
Lane Kiffin is the Ole Miss.
Okay, so, basically, that long story short in the last segment, college football is pretty cool, or it was pretty cool, because before, they were playing just for the love of it. They weren't getting paid. Now, which I get it, I think college football players should be getting paid with all the money that's involved. It's pretty much a professional sport. But before, that was the beauty of college football, that they're playing for the love of it, for the game of it. But now money's been brought in. Now they're getting paid. which they deserve. I mean, they're entertaining. Channel 2, 4, 5, 7. They should
It
get
doesn't
paid.
matter the network. But the point is, yeah, well, they shouldn't get paid, but that's the whole point of going to college because you're getting free education, right? Especially if you get a sports scholarship, whatever the case may be. I don't know. I mean, whatever. I'm not biased. I'm not. I mean, whatever. I don't have a really opinion about it. I, I don't know what to say about college football. All I know is that right now that the only reason why sort of I pay attention is because it is exciting to watch football on Saturdays. But in reality, I don't really follow football all that much, especially when it comes to the NFL or whatever the case may be. I hope we don't get sued for saying the NFL or whatever the case may be. But whatever. I don't get attached to teams anymore as I used to when I was younger, about 10 years ago. I stopped doing that years ago. So it's like, whatever the point is that, whatever, teams come and go, whatever, college seasons come and go, NFL seasons come and go. I have my favorite teams, yes, but I'm not going to get attached to them like I used to, like about 10 years ago. Because I learned a lesson. Every year is a different season. That's the way I see it.
I think the pretty cool thing is on college football teams, the coach has a big impact. Like I've seen Nick Saban for Alabama, and now he's not there, and all of a sudden they're not on top anymore. And they had like the same seniors, juniors, and still they couldn't do it. That just shows you like the differences versus in the NFL, the professionals, when they change coaches, if you still have the same team more or less, they're still somewhat good or bad. But I mean, yeah, just to wrap it up, my personal opinion, obviously I love the NFL. I'm way better. I mean, college football is cool too, but you need to devote way more time. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I like football, but at the same time, we're living in capitalism. I got to do what I got to do to make a living and whatnot. And, things I enjoy, such as putting on live a show for all our viewers and Ishmael.
My point is that don't take everything seriously. Don't take everything. You got to take everything with a grain of salt. I mean, it's pointless to get frustrated over something so, I guess, inconsiderate. No, that doesn't make sense. Something so minuscule. It's like football, any type of team sports or whatever. It's like there's gonna be the next season or whatever, and that's how it is, Take everything with a grain of salt. That's
and we're used to that. As Angel fans, we're used to that. Like, we have not had October baseball in so long. I have not
paid attention to any type of Angels, Lakers, USC.
Okay, at least Lakers
Rams.
Were good. USC is at least good.
Well,
Angels,
the
come on,
the
Artie
Lakers
Moreno.
weren't good.
Help us out.
He's got to go. That's just my opinion about it, but that's not college football.
He's the only Mexican owner in sports, though. So, at the same time.
And he sucks. He's probably
sucks.
He's probably the worst.
Why?
He's probably worse than the McCords were when they owned the Dodgers back in the day.
They were literally called the Displacers. There's a bunch of people, a group I used to run with. They explained it to me that there was like literally a settlement of indigenous people, and then to build a stadium, they displaced those people. Some of the people did sell.
Talking about Chavez Ravine, by the way.
Something like that. They did. Some of the people did sell. Like, okay, you know what? You want to come buy the property by eminent domain? Okay, here you go. And they paid them hefty. But some of the people that lived there at the Dodger Stadium that own the property did not want to sell. They're like, you know what? I don't care. I don't want the money. I don't want this.
Hey, everybody, good night. Thank you very much for being here at the Cali Podcast. We love you. Thank you very much for supporting us and always being here. No matter what, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that bell notification button.
Sorry about our views, but peace, everybody.
Take care, everybody. We love you guys. Take care. Good night.
Bye.